You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Live. Well, we know all the troubles that have been going on. We've covered it extensively on this channel with Raiders wide receiver, well, now former Raiders wide receiver, Henry Ruggs III, after he maliciously slammed into the back of Tina Tinter's Toyota RAV4 the other morning, and he hit her doing 127 miles an hour. At least that's when the airbags deployed. And he was shown through the computer when the police looked at it that car at one point was doing 156 miles an hour. He's charged with 5 separate charges. DUI, resulting in death, they call it. Some states call it vehicular manslaughter, like here in Texas. And reckless driving, and a couple of other charges related. 4 felonies, 1 misdemeanor. Oddly enough, the video that I did giving you the charges where he may serve up to 46 years got demonetized by YouTube. Not the video of him flying down the road, but the video of me telling you what he may get charged. I don't understand that. And it makes me wonder if there's some kind of privilege surrounding that kind of a video. It's odd, all right? I just found that odd. There seemed to be no rhyme or reason to that whatsoever. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. TMZ has jumped out there and asked a question that I've seen some people bring up in the comment section of these videos, which is Las Vegas part of the problem here? And I would contend that any major city that a major sports franchise is in has the same kind of temptations at this point as Las Vegas. I mean, it might be a little tougher, but Dana White, the president of the UFC, he's a Las Vegas resident. He has to deal with UFC fighters there, obviously, regularly. And TMZ asked him about this. So I'm going to read you the article. Actually, I'm going to play you the video first, and then we'll go from there. So let's play this.
It's the second DUI for the Raiders team in a year. Is having a team in Vegas, a football team in Vegas, a mistake?
Yeah, it's one of the problems. It's definitely not a mistake. Obviously, look at the attendance, look at the success.
I mean,
these guys are on fire right now too.
I meant like from a distraction standpoint.
Yes, it's a tough place to. It's a tough place to. When we bring guys in for press conferences and PR and things like that. Listen, Vegas is a rough city. Vegas is one of those cities that can chew you up and spit you out if you're not careful.
Hey, it's called Sin City for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with Mark Davis at all?
Did what?
Do you have a relationship with Mark Davis?
He's a friend of mine.
Have you reached out to him?
I have not, no.
What would be your advice for him?
I have no advice for him. Listen, I got enough trouble keeping my own guys out of trouble and, whatever. But, listen, Vegas is a tough city. So is L.A. Go spend a weekend in L.A. It's the same thing. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's up to each.
People are going to make mistakes.
Okay, so what Dana White said there was, look, Vegas is a tough place, but so's L.A., okay? I can tell you, Dallas has all kinds of temptations, all right? Houston, I mean, it's just all over. I mean, the only places that you're not going to get that same kind of possible temptations that would lead a young player down a path, and look, I think you got to, I just don't think it's an excuse. I don't. Especially with somebody with his means to be able to easily find a way to get home. All right. I just don't get that. But Dana White does say, look, yeah, there's temptations there. I know the Oklahoma City Thunder are in Oklahoma City. They probably don't have nearly things going on that Vegas does, obviously. And then, of course, a place like Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Packers are. I get that. Dana White, a Las Vegas legend, tells TMZ moving to Sin City is not the reason for the Raiders' off-field woes. He says people are going to make mistakes, White said, and bad things happen every day, no matter what city you're in. Dana's not wrong, but the Raiders have more notable issues than any other team since they made the trek from North Cal to Vegas before the 2020 season. Star running back Josh Jacobs was also arrested and charged with a DUI in January. Henry Ruggs was hit with a DUI after a fatal car crash. And cornerback Damon Arnett has been accused of injuring a woman in a 2020 crash as well. White does admit that Vegas is a rough city to try to keep your nose clean in. He said, listen, Vegas is a tough city, and so is L.A. Go spend a weekend in L.A. It's the same thing. It is what it is. When asked if he had any advice for Mark Davis, he basically said no. He has enough trouble keeping his own guys out of trouble. And, of course, we know, if you keep up with UFC at all, you know one of the guys that he's had a lot of issues with is John Jones, who was an absolute phenom in UFC, but he's got a slew of problems too, an absolute slew of problems. So, look, I agree with Dana White on this. I don't think Vegas is the excuse here. Shitty judgment and just a pure lack of self-awareness, a disregard for your fellow human life is really at the forefront here with Henry Ruggs. So, especially Henry Ruggs. But when you get in a car, and not only that, another video surfaced yesterday, and it's been taken off of YouTube, or I'd have done a video on it and shown it to you, but it had been posted from his girlfriend from last year, where they were flying down a residential street where people lived, and he was flying down the street, going way, way, way too fast. So, if you keep having that kind of behavior on a regular basis, something bad's going to go down. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.